Hello and welcome back to Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura. When we last left off, well, I guess we found a shrine to Manox. Managed to get his sword and his journal. Sure, some of these people here would probably be interested in some of that. Yes, you are, yes. Hello again, Gunther. It's me. Have you a moment? What is it you like to know? I've discovered the truth about Maddox. Is that so? And what is it? I've got this journal. It seems we've been misled from the beginning. And now I see we are the first to call, or why we were first called Defenders of the Gate. Seems we have a great responsibility. We shall begin to live up to it. What do you think I should do now, Gunther? Well, if you would, please go and tell Alexander what you found. I would think that he's going to want to have a very long talk about this with his superiors. I'm glad I'm not one of them. I'll do so. Farewell to you, Gunther. Maybe Hadron will... It's Haunted Eyes. Hadron, I found the whole truth. What? Tell him the story of Manox. The man truly was a saint and a warrior. Seems that we Panarii have been neglecting our true duties. It will no longer be the case. Thank you, my friend. Done this church and the world a great service. I'm glad to be of service, Hadron. As a token of my appreciation, feel free to take the objects in the display cases. I can't tell you what they'd be good for, but they're all yours all the same. The cases will be open. Hadron gestures quickly in the general direction of the cases. Must have unlocked them by magic. Thank you very much. Would you do me a favor? Speak with Alexander of these things if you haven't already done so. I'm an old man, and I'm tired. There's little I can do to right this wrong, but Alexander is strong. The strongest of all of us. Will know what to do. I envy not the man Alexander finds responsible. I'll do that, Hadron. Finger of Manox. Ooh. Increase critical hits. Perception plus 20, willpower plus 1, melee plus 2. The Eye of Krakatoor. And a glass key. I'm gonna have you carry on that. Magic resistance increase, which isn't a bad thing. And you're also magic resistance bonus. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give you the, that there. Because Chukka doing a lot more critical hits sounds like a good idea. I'd give it to myself, but I need the charisma. In the name of Nazdran, I welcome you, my friend. How can I help you today? Hello, Alexander. Do you have a time for a few questions? Of course, Honored One. I live to serve. I have something very important to tell you, Alexander. What? What did you find? I found Manox's journal. It seems we, the Panarii, have an important responsibility. Many of your troubles, Living One, were born because we allowed ourselves to be deceived for so many years. That'll be no longer. And it seems my family has been deceived and dishonored. I think I know whom I must speak about this. Ooh. I also found this. I never hoped to see this. It was lost so many years ago. It will be put to good use. I can assure you. I'm sure. Goodbye and good luck. Thank you, Living One. Your help here has been invaluable. I wish you luck on your quest and in the conflict to come. Goodbye. Okay. So... I'm guessing we no longer have the Journal of St. Mannix. Totally fine with me. So many people marching here. So, it sounds like we need to get to Thanatos. But that might be easier said than done. Well, best way to get to an island is obviously by boat. Because I don't know about you, I don't want to swim in, you know, steam-powered armor. I know it is water-powered, but yeah. Also, steam-powered armor would be so warm, considering, you know, the boiling water. I'm gonna be of service again? I'd like passage to Thanatos. Thanatos? You'll not find fool enough to take you to that destination around here. Try Blackroot. That place is full of desperate fools. Well, can I passage to a different location then? Where would you like to go? You know, there is one, thing that we have left to do in Ashbury. So I think we should finish up there. And then we'll head to Blackroot. Will you talk to me? Nope. I'm too technological for your wares. Too technological for your wares. So technological it scares. I apologize. No, I don't. Thank you for saving my wife. No problem. Okay. This is going to require a lot of room. And a lot of space. It is an honor. Hello again, Theo. Might I have a little more of your time? Well, what do you want? Anything I can help you with? Yeah, certainly got itching to work, eh, lady? See, there's one thing. See those huge boulders around my field? Makes it hard to plow. Think you're strong enough to load them into that wagon over yonder? I think I could manage it. What's the pay? They've been bothering me for a while, and I haven't been able for sure how to lift them myself. How does 50 coins sound? 50? I'm not moving those things. I'll do it for 100, not a coin less. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. I'm sure you're worth 100. It's a deal. I'll have them moved in no time. And actually, okay. Can barely do this. How encumbered am I? significant. But I am not technically over-encumbered yet. 1. God, there's a lot of these. I'm gonna pause it here while I do this. Okay, last one. Greetings. I've moved the boulders. Nice work. Here's the 100 coin I promised. Thank you. Better get to the end of my crops. Goodbye. Thank you, Elissa, bright start. Can I ask you something? What can you tell me, Thanatos? Never even heard of it. You've been most helpful. But he is an expert throwing trainer, so if you're using throwing weapons, he is certainly a guy you should talk to. Oh, so many of these healing items, and I definitely want to keep them off of you, because if I don't, you will use it every time I get the most minor of boo-boos. And guess what? Turns out that is not something I need. Okay, so I guess at this point I'm going to head over to Blackroot, which I can book passage for. Because at this point, money has long stopped being an issue. I go to Thanatos, try Blackroot, try and come on. Okay. You up there better head me to Blackroot, otherwise, well... No captain. Okay, another pause, head into Blackroot. And we are back in Blackroot. Well, if we're gonna find a captain here, someone crazy enough to take us to a place that everyone seems to be scared of, probably go talk to the one person that took us to a place called the Island of Dread. Have anything interesting? Short answer, no. Long answer, no. Oh, Teach is here. Well, isn't it, me old friend? Friendly faces, I needed to see Lassie. Days have been dark since we last sailed. What happened, Captain Teach? I lost me boat, Lassie. One got too drunk last night and found myself gambling with Killian Drake, an old sea captain who was way around a dice game. He played me, Lassie. He played me a fool and I lost me boat. Think he cheated? I don't know if old Drake's a cheat. He was just lucky. Not the luckiest old sea dog I ever did meet. Can't be calling a man a cheat just because the dice landed his way. Maybe I could help. May need to call on that favor. That's mighty nice of you, lassie. And you know if there's anything I can do for you, old Teach will do it. Thank you. I need to get to the island of Thanatos. Thanatos? It's even crazier than wanting to go to the Isle of Despair. But I'm figuring it's important. I know it's the way Mr. Bates would want it. Suppose there's a couple of different ways you might get there. One, you could buy a boat from the shipbuilder here in Blackrock, which ain't cheap. What are my other options? You might be able to get a dice game with old Drake, but he's no rubber leg when it comes to dice. He's lucky, and he pays for big stakes. I wouldn't be a-tossing with him unless you feel real lucky. I wouldn't be playing with just anyone. Old Drake knows a gambler when he sees one. Alright, and the other solution. Well, I'm leery of even mention it. It's not something I'd like to think about, but less spill out of me, blowhole. But you need to have some help, and I owe you one. Really appreciate your help, so I'll be able to give. Did you ever tell the story of how I came to own the Gypsy Shadow? No, you wouldn't tell me it before. Well, that was before we'd all been through. Would you like to hear it now? Surely. Of course. Well, missy, by the time I could start growing me own beard, I sailed from one end of the land to the other, from the southern shores of Weeping Maidens to the northern ice-choked waters of the Jailer's Ump. Ain't nothing to see I haven't seen, most of it twice. I see. Please continue. At the time I was running ale out of Caledon for a mean and crusty old captain who went by the name of Jack Skelebones. Jack Skeleton? No, Jack Skellebones. Half pirate, half devil with the mouth of a blue-gilled she-demon and the breath to match. Jack used to drink so much that we'd pray for tailwinds. If the journey would take too long, he'd start drinking the profits. Sounds like quite the character. Be the truth, lassie. Old Jack would fight you if he thought you breathed on him wrong. He had more scars on his face than most men had all over, and he could tell you a story from each one. Never were they the same. He was a hard man, but fair to his crew. He loved the sea, lassie, almost as much as he loved his boat, the Gypsy Shadow. Interesting. What happened to him, Captain? Well, one night we're all drinking in Sour Barnacle down Blackroot Way, and old Jack got real drunk and started with his stories. And as the night got on, the tales got taller, and we laughed harder. We were all having a grand old time. And so, well, Jack had one too many and started saying how he was the greatest pirate in the seas of Arcanum, and how if there was anyone he thought they were crustier, he'd have something to say about it. I see. What happened then? He started spitting and hollering, and then, after upending every table in the place, he said that if he was the greatest pirate who ever lived, tougher than Ruby Dirk and Black Sam Bellamy, even meaner than Stringy Pete himself. Stringy Pete? Who's he? I don't talk much about him. I'll just say that Stringy Pete was the meanest, cold-blooded, murdering pirate who ever set sail, and he'd be done with it. And the stories are legends. Most of them are true. He has been dead for more than 200 years, and people still whisper his name when they talk about him. I see, and what of Jack Skellebones? Well, after he said that, not much felt like drinking after, and we put old Jack to bed. See, a pirate's mean, but he knows when joking about, and blustering about, and calling out to the ghost of Stringy Pete ain't one of them. And so, well, a week or so later we were out to sea, and the new moon was dark, and a strange westerly band appeared, and brought it within a bank of low clouds, thick as lamb stew, and then we saw the other ship, just a-resting off the starboard, silent as death, and as still as if she was anchored, her sails tattered, her timbers rotten. And then we heard the scream. What happened? We found old Jack in his cabin, with 2 daggers in him, one for each eye, and the sign of evil eye carved in his chest. The very sign old Stringy Pete used to leave on his victims. We ran to see what was going on in the other boat, but it was gone, taking the clouds and the westerly with it. That's rather frightening. Being first mate, I took command and ownership of the Gypsy Shadow, and I had never seen that other boat. I hope I never do. I see. What does this have to do with getting to Thanatos? I'm saying I've seen this boat. I know it to be real. If you could get his boat without yourself run through by his ghost, you'd have yourself a boat. Seems a bit flimsy. How do you find a ghost pirate's boat? Years ago I found a secret cove, and there on the beach was an unmarked grave. Unmarked except for the sign of the evil eye. It's a sign that Stringy Pete used to carve on his victims. I got out of there fast without even looking for treasure. That could have been the place where he was buried, and if it was, said most spirits return to their graves. At the very least, I might find some clues. Aye, Lassie, I agree. Here, I'll mark your map on the location on the cove. Looks like you have a few options. Buy-in, gambling, or Stringy Pete. I don't like any of them, but good luck. Thanks, Captain. I'll keep you abreast of the situation. Now, we could easily buy the ship. It's about 50,000 and we'd still have 22 left. But, you know what? We're going on a quest. When we come back, I'm going to have to deal with Stringy Pete. Have a good one, folks.